All right, let's watch this. This is iDubbbz's latest video, which is a bit like a content cop. For those of you who don't know, iDubbbz threw the Creator Clash 2, and then there was a fighter that he pulled out from the Creator Clash. I don't really know the entire, I don't know all the people that are involved in it, but it's a bit like a content cop from what I understand, and the comments are already unhinged. I support iDubbbz. I support Anissa. They're wonderful people.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Brief update, I am healed from Creator Clash 2. It was a success. Alex Wasabi beat me up. He won his fight fair and square, and I have all the respect for Alex. He's a good competitor, and I have respect for all the other fighters on the Creator Clash card. I think a lot of the content I've made has been irresponsible and misguided. And I think I've hurt a lot of people with the content I've made. Despite many people being entertained by it, I'm not trying to take that away from you. If you feel like you've learned important lessons or you have grown as a person because of the content I've made, I don't want to take that away from you. With some good can come a lot of bad. And I think I've done a lot of bad. And, at the bare minimum, I've just put a lot of negativity out there in the world. And I'm working on not doing that. I plan on expanding on all of this in a further video. I think there's a lot of content from over the years and some behind the scenes that I'd love to share with you guys. I think it would give clarity to where I'm at.
So I've told you guys this basically. I alluded to it. I would go so far as say one of the first ever instances of Ian talking about this with more clarity, even though he was clearly very uncomfortable, was literally sitting right next to me here last year or so. And I noticed it. I wanted to, cherish it. I wanted to celebrate it. But, of course, no matter what the happens, there was hella people in this community that immediately were ready to eat his ass. And a lot of you also said, well, he should come out and say it. And I think that it's brave and cool of him to come out and say it. Regardless, though, no matter what happens, I'm sure the internet will then use this as an opportunity to shit on him further. And to Ian, I have to say, listen, stay strong. Don't listen to what people who you perceive are going to welcome you with open arms. When they don't welcome you with open arms, don't be shocked. It takes time. You're not doing this because they accept you or they're going to like you or they're going to be friends with you. You're doing this because, it's the right thing to do. For those of you who don't know, if you don't have an understanding of iDubbbz, maybe you're in this community, maybe you were a fan of iDubbbz and you knew already, iDubbbz and Ethan Klein, my podcast co-host on the Leftovers podcast, did a lot of stuff back in the day. They were very edgy, okay? Ethan, not as much as iDubbbz. iDubbbz especially was way more edgy. I didn't know enough about him back then. I didn't really see any of the content cops even. I watched some of them recently. Some of them actually do hold up, by the way. Actually, a lot of them hold up, with the exception of slurs. iDubbbz had a very libertarian attitude towards slurs. He was the you should be able to say anything and everything type person. All of those videos exist on the internet. He hasn't deleted any of them, and I don't think he should. But it doesn't even matter. Even if he did, no matter what happens, everyone will always bring those up. And the irony is, yes, the sad part is they really hold up so well, except the slurs. Exactly. If you watch old iDubbbz content right now, today, with the exception of his weird libertarian perspective on saying slurs, they're pretty solid. They are almost entirely, completely solid, top to bottom. They hold up. They hold up real well. So we always had a decent fundamental that he worked off of, but then also he did go buck wild with a lot of his other takes. But for that reason, I know exactly how people operate in leftist spaces. No one is going to welcome him with open arms. They're going to say, oh, white guy, bottom of the barrel. Oh, sorry for making millions of dollars saying slurs. I can already see the fucking negative associations that he's going to have. And the negative shit that he's going to eat, a shitload, because unfortunately leftists are no growth. We're in a permanent no growth. You did a no growth. We don't want you to grow. We don't believe that you have the capacity to genuinely, personally keep growing, even though you could have just been a slur machine and a monster and become even more reactionary and probably made more money by doing so, but instead chose personally through your own growth to not do that and also deliver a seismic shift in your own content and have like your entire fan base turn on you and bully you and mercilessly attack you and your family members. So I hope that people don't do that. I hope that at least people in this community don't do that, because I think we should always be significantly more welcoming to people that, you know, have changed their attitudes, have changed their minds, and are also actively advocating against their past self. Please do not behave like unhinged radlibs. I hate that shit so much. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you when you behave like that. Anyway, let's continue.
But in this video, that's probably about all I can say on any of it. I don't want to detract from what the focus is. And the focus is kicking Froggy Fresh from the Creator Clash card. The main reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. And for anyone who's been following the story, that's fairly obvious. Froggy has explained his side of the story multiple times. And unfortunately, he's been perpetuating a narrative that it's about OnlyFans.
White boys don't deserve praise for realizing racism and shit is bad. First of all, they do deserve that, okay? Everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves praise for rehabilitation, no matter in which direction they're coming from and which direction they're going. 100%. I disagree with you. Even if their intent is not for, getting praise from you and others like you, and this isn't even the point of the video, by the way. We're going to get to the video in a second. It doesn't matter. You're wrong. I think I have a better perspective on this than you do. You can say that it's because I'm white myself and I'm privileged myself, but it doesn't change the reality. I have a goal to change people's attitudes, change people's minds. I think I've done it successfully for a lot of people in this community as well, and I care about that. So, no, you're wrong. I do think that people do deserve praise for changing, and here's why. Not that it's necessary, but it's a good practice to uphold if you are a progressive person yourself. Why? Because we acknowledge all the time on the left that people are products of their social conditioning, okay? People are products of their material conditions. They are learning this kind of behavior from every facet of existence, whether it be popular culture, whether it be the school that you go to, whether it be your parents. You're learning attitudes that are adjacent to or accepting of white supremacy. And this is such a pervasive attitude, and it's so strong that even black people growing up in the United States of America that go to schools that have a no CRT policy or a profoundly whitewashed understanding of American history still end up developing certain perspectives that are anti-black. It's just the truth. Read any black scholar on the matter, and you will come to that same conclusion. Don't take my word for it. What the f do I know? I'm a white guy. But if we all recognize that we are a product of our environment, we are a product of our material conditions, then we have to be a little bit more accepting of people who were products of their social conditioning and then overcame it. It's just how it is. This shit doesn't happen because people are good or bad. This shit, and some might be bad and some might be good, but ultimately it happens because this is what they learned, okay? No baby is like born as a racist ass baby, okay? Become an adult and you learn about certain concepts. Anyway, let's continue.
Or that it's about Anissa's mom, and that's extremely deceptive because he knows why he was kicked from the card. The one indication I gave him was Sam Hyde, and I wasn't unclear about that. Anyone who's mentioning the fact that Harley trained with Sam Hyde for the year previous, that was before Sam was saying this about my wife.
I don't think so, Anissa. Bitch. Ho. Look at Anissa. What an ugly piece of shit. But look how beat she is. Oh, nice jack-o'-lantern teeth.
That's like
I can't wait to see what she looks like when she's 32. Her teeth look like a pumpkin head. Like it's the Anissa Joma hole stretcher. I'm sending this to Anissa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into charity.
Yeah.
Everybody hates him and his wife's a slut.
So yeah, now that this guy is on the daily insulting my wife, I think it's pretty fair to, not want to associate with him in any way. We did ban Sam.
Only problem is the timeline of these clips. Supposedly these are all after Froggy had gotten dropped from the card. First and foremost, come on. I didn't know what that dude was. The dude that they showed on screen, Sam Hyde. I don't know who the he was until I learned about it. And everything I learned about it, I didn't really like, okay? Let's be real. Motherfucker's a Nazi. That's it. Like, yeah, there's more than just what iDubbbz is stating here. not only a Nazi, but a gross one too on top of that. So come on now. Come on. If someone doesn't want their charity event to be associated with a person like that, I think they have a pretty solid reason to not do that.
From the first event. So it's not as if he's confused about where he stands in all this. I don't like him.
There's a video of Sam defending pedophilia. Yeah, I don't care. I don't even want to get into it. I've seen it. I've seen some of the stuff. It's not even worth addressing. Okay, there are certain people that I regularly refuse to talk about, and the reason why I don't talk about it is because like they're in the muck. You know what I mean? They're in such a fucking low point that like any kind of mention of these people basically ends up giving them an opportunity to have more prominence. Right? It's like the I'm going to use this term now, the Nicolas Fuentes paradigm. For a very long time, I refused to talk about Nicolas Fuentes because he's a fucking Nazi. You know what I mean? And not only is he a Nazi, but not a very relevant one. Until the Kanye West thing, like, basically skyrocketed him back into, like, mainstream public consciousness, I didn't want to give him any clout whatsoever. You don't need to know about every Nazi that's, like, in every goddamn corner of the internet. You know, they're just trying to make a name for themselves regardless. Those were the reasons. And I think it's perfectly valid to not want to give them any additional clout.
And Froggy knows that. Froggy knows that I don't like him. Of course. That's why he was banned. You know, none of this is like news to Froggy. Froggy knew all of this going into it. If you look at my text exchange with Froggy, it's very clear that I didn't want.
People apparently were like clipping this and saying that he's like a pussy for this. Hey dude, I just want to clarify that I'm not mad at you. I just want this event to go well, and part of that is trying to be proactive about things. I just want to find a solution. I really appreciate your friendship, and I don't want to feel like I've upset you. I don't understand what's wrong. Can I not work with Sam Hyde? He's been very nice to me. It's just a tricky situation. I've personally been hurt by a lot of things he's done. If he's your friend, that's totally understandable. I just don't get along with him, and I'm afraid of having him associated with the event. There are others involved with the event that I'm also aren't comfortable with. Yeah, he's my friend. I don't understand what me going to Rhode Island to work with Sam has to do with anyone who's uncomfortable with him. They don't have to see or work with him. I agree. Privately, what you do is absolutely your business. But because we're running a public charity event, we have to be careful about these things because you do represent the event in some ways. I had similar issues last year. I thought, no problem, Harley. You can work with Sam Hyde, but it ended up attracting a bad crowd, and I got harassed online about it a lot, but it was a public display. That's nice of you to give Harley permission to work with Sam Hyde. I didn't know I needed your permission as well. Everyone is so passive and so passive aggressive. It's like, you're talking about working out with a Nazi, man. Just tell him. The reason why he has to conduct himself in this manner is because no one ever does anything about this. Okay. You just get doxxed, you get swatted, you get fucking harassed. You get people coming up to you, you know what I mean? And there's not really too much you can do about it. So he's just like trying to be as generous as possible in the unfortunate, unforeseeable circumstance that like this shit gets out there.
Change with Froggy.
But like, that's it. You could just like be like, nah, man, it's just, you know, I don't want you working with a fucking dude who's like a pedophile Nazi. You know, that's like a fucking weird and gross thing, which I think is valid. Am I wrong about this? I know a lot of people will go, oh, dude, you call everybody a Nazi or whatever. But like, this is one instance where like, it's not like this person is hiding that. You know what I mean? They seem to be proud of it. So I don't get why everyone is constantly going, no, that's just comedy. Like, I don't think it's comedy. You know what I mean? This motherfucker's like donated to Nazis. Like, all right, we're done. What is there to do? Anyway, let's continue. It's not about permission. He just called and asked if I was cool with it because he was making content around it. So what are we discussing right now? If I work with Sam Hyde, are you going to prevent me from fighting in the event? He actively makes content about wanting my marriage to end, that my wife is evil, and hasn't respected my boundaries. I don't feel comfortable having him associated with the event. I'm wondering if you can understand where I'm coming from that. I can understand the way you feel. I'm sorry about that. But you also have to understand that he's my friend. Okay. Well, good luck. You know. Some people don't know. They don't fully understand the depths of this shit. You know what I mean? So they go, look, I don't get it. He's like nice to me. And it's like, okay, who cares? Why the would you want your charity event to be associated with that? Totally valid. Totally reasonable. Says, I can understand the way you feel. He's my friend. That's why I'm asking if I work with him, are you going to prevent me from fighting in Creator Clash 2? It's not a reflection on you. It's just a very painful and difficult thing for me that I'm dealing with, that I need to keep distance from, and that includes his project. I would just appreciate a yes or no answer, man. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to go into boxing practice tomorrow or not. It kind of depends on what your plan is, because Sam Hyde is banned from our event. If you want him to be there, we cannot accommodate that. My plan is to go to Rhode Island to hang out with him. So again, I ask, if I go work with him, are you going to prevent me from fighting in Creator Clash 2? I would appreciate a yes or no answer. I have to talk to my coach about practice this week. Wait, I'm not sure I understand. Does that mean you aren't expecting him to be at the event? Are you going to make content together?
Clear.
He has not mentioned attending the event. I don't believe he intends to do so. I have not discussed this with him. I do intend to make content with him. Now that I've answered your questions, would you be respectful enough to answer mine? This event is really important to me. I'm just trying to understand everything so I can make the best decision for everyone involved. I need time to rethink this. I don't want to be rash, so I'm going to schedule practice this week, not knowing whether or not you're allowing me to fight in the event because I'm going to hang out with someone you don't like. Okay. I don't understand why you're talking to me like this. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I explained to you the awful experience I've had with him. It potentially leads to another year of harassment for me and Anissa. I can't take this stuff lightly. Can you guarantee that it's not going to end up affecting? I don't know what the rest of it is. This is just some I don't like. This is someone who is dedicated to disrupting an event we're running for charity, harassing the two main organizers, and sending his fan base to do his bidding. I want you to fight. I just want you to know the pain he's caused me and Anissa in our event. Dude, because you're trying to tell me who I can and can't be friends with, I'm going to Rhode Island to work with Sam, and I'm scheduling my practice for this week. If I'm being removed from the event, please let me know. It's like, why is he being so obtuse? Like, what do you mean? Why are you being so obtuse? Again, like I said, I don't know anything about Froggy Fresh. I don't know what his deal is, but these text messages, in my opinion, look ridiculous. Like, he's trying to be as nice as possible. He's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, this guy who is like, you know, dedicated himself to like trolling this fucking charity event that takes a significant amount of work to put together. Okay. And you're over there acting like it's not a big deal when the event organizer is telling you it is a big deal. You know what I mean?
I got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't want you working or training with Sam Hyde, but you're doing that. So, all right, I'll look past it. I don't want you making content with Sam Hyde, but it seems like that's a real deal breaker for you. So I guess I'll look past it.
It's like, bro, you literally flubbed your opportunity to be in front of a massive audience after training for months and months and months to fight a dude so you could befriend and hang out with a pedophile Nazi. What the are you doing? Honestly.
It came to the point where I was like, can you postpone releasing content with Sam Hyde?
Look, you know me and Sam don't get along. You know, we put a lot of time and energy in this creator clash thing. I don't want it to be about Sam Hyde. So just
why are you putting any time and energy into this creator clash thing, you fucking garden gnome? What the fuck is Keemstar doing? This is another thing. Why? Why are you involved? Didn't you stop making videos? Like, what? Just what are you doing?
Don't let it hurt the event. All right, go train with him, have fun, but don't let it hurt the event. Don't make it about Sam Hyde. That's what I would have said to you if I was iDubbbz.
Right, and guess what? Like, I didn't even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event. If you don't know who Sam Hyde is, he's, whether or not you love him or hate him, you have to recognize him as, he's the most talented comedian alive. He's the most talented comedian of our generation.
Bro, this dude got CTE before he fought in the event, dude. Never mind. Okay, maybe it was good that he wasn't. I don't know if he'd be medically cleared to fight in this event, dude. That was funny. Okay, I take it back. He is a funny guy. Yeah, no, the GOAT.
I didn't even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
Didn't you tell them that? I thought you told them that.
Ian requested it through text. He requested that I did that. What I didn't like that he requested that.
You just missed a tweet adding me. Why was I? Well, oh, I was added. I was mentioned. Nice. Again, it's like, bro, I don't think about you at all. I don't know who the you are. Why the am I involved in this? You know what I mean? Oh, brother, stop being hysterical, Hasan the Hun. I just want to change the way you look. I want to experiment on you and make you uglier. I want to get you in a shipping container, and maybe I'll have some bolts in your neck like Frankenstein when I'm done. Relax. And Froggy Fresh retweeted it. Bro, I mean, that's pretty good. What the is this? Never mind. I take it back. He is the greatest comedian of our generation. This is pretty good. This is a good bit.
He paid people to train me.
Life is so easy for a certain gender. All you have to do is say that my uterus hurts. What'd she say this time? Her uterus hurts? Her uterus fell out?
Had another banger. That's, dude, man. I see this. I go, gotta get a load of this guy. Need more of that. That's good stuff, dude. What are you, Jim Brewer? What the fuck is this? He's like one step removed from going, I got a vaccine injury. The big goat. The goat.
I kept always hearing people saying like, Anissa ruined iDubbbz, Anissa ruined iDubbbz. And I was always like, nah, whatever. Like, they can work out their problems. And I was never buying into that bullshit.
Bro, this is also deeply parasocial, too. It's like weird, bro. How do you know these people in real life and still behave like this? I guess at that point, it's like not even parasocial. At that point, it's just basically like, you know, you're a bitch. You are a bitch who is personally gossiping, I guess.
A lot of it's not explicitly said, but when you listen to the jokes, it's like, oh, that's actually just your opinion phrased in a comedic way.
What happens is people get all excited about it. I think Chris Reagan was like, he probably thought he was going to go there and beat some nerd up and he was going to win. Like, I don't know if they're giving, I think they give away like OnlyFans girls there at these events. I don't know what kind of.
Damn, bro, this guy's fucking funny, dog. I mean, he's both of these guys. I mean, everyone here is in real joy. Lots of laughter coming from this, for me at least. I don't know, bro. This is when you're so extremely permanently Reddit that you just this is how it manifests. This is Reddit as a human out and about. Just so brain fried, dude.
I don't want other people to be uncomfortable because you're there. Like you don't get the vibe. All right, the vibe is sex workers and fighting, I guess.
That's part of the reason why I wanted to cover it a little bit further, because like it's very frustrating to me, because like people just won't come out and say this kind of shit. That way, a lot of weirdos can get away with just like being like, haha, I'm just joking. I mean, here, let's look up Sam Hyde Nazi. I mean, this is it. Neo-Nazi website raises $150,000 to fight Southern poverty law. Most of the Daily Stormers donors were researcher or anonymous, with the exception of the comedian Sam Hyde, who pledged $5,000. When contacted for comment, Hyde asked the reporter if he was Jewish and then boasted that $5,000 was nothing to him. Hyde's TV show on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim programming block was canceled last year, but not before Hyde amassed a following among the loosely knit movement of white nationalists, misogynists, and anti-Semites that have come to be known as the alt-right. Don't worry so much about money. Worry about if people start deciding to kill reporters. That's a quote. Such a badass, dude. He's such a bad bitch. Hyde said in a phone interview, laughing when asked why he donated to support the Daily Stormer, for the reason why you can say, I want reporters to know I make more money than them, especially Matt Pierce. That's it. You know what I mean? Well, what do you want? There's two different reasons why content creators are not outspoken about shit like this, because they don't want to like invoke the wrath of the most online stalker types. And the other is like they're just like completely oblivious to the reality behind the scenes, so they don't really know that much.
I don't think Froggy is doing Sam Hyde's dirty work by shit-talking Anissa. I think it's just pretty clear that he holds similar opinions to Sam Hyde and similar opinions to Sam Hyde fans, which is like, you're just going to repeat the shit that your hero is saying.
You have to ditch Yoko Ono.
Drop Yoko Ono, bro. It's got to be over. It's got to be over.
And leave the girl. Ditch the girl.
I think Ian met the wrong person.
Dude, these guys are fucking cool, man. They're cool looking guys. Bro, it's like, it's exactly what you, his fan base is exactly what you think they are. You know what I mean? It's just this.
I honestly think it's just
so fucking crusty. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, if you never hit me up and was like, hey man, can you leave me alone? I would stop talking about him. Whatever. I don't care that much. If you ask me to stop, I'll stop. Like,
wait, is that easy? Please. There you go. Get a new bit. Please. Leave me alone. Get a new bit. It's so bad.
Another thing I want to make clear is that the decision to kick Froggy from the card isn't just for like me and Anissa's comfort. There are a lot of people who don't want anything to do with Sam Hyde who are fighting on our card. There are a lot of people who are our fans who...
Yeah, which is so valid. Why the f would you want to be associated with like a fucking pedophile Nazi, man? Like, I don't get it. I truly don't understand it. Maybe there's something going on that I can't comprehend, I can't figure out. But like, it's a perfectly valid thing, in my opinion, to be like, hey man, can you not do that? Like, but he's the GOAT of comedy. Yeah, I guess that's why. Why does he think this will work? I won't stop even after asked. I think it's more so to set the record straight, because like Ian has a lot of old fans that are also fans of him. I think he might have even done a documentary on him or some shit, which is, you know, really fucking not a great idea, but I'm pretty sure he recognizes that more than anyone else now. Eventually, you hope that people move on. With cyber stalkers, you often don't have a lot of options. You know what I mean? You can't really do anything. There's no legal recourse. You know what I mean? It's like a little too new. So he's probably doing this to specifically address the drama that was surrounding the event. You know, give a little bit of clarity to people. I think that going out to bat and defending sex work, defending your wife, like I respect that, especially when the internet will make it so habitable, you know?
You know, you're going to get kicked from the card if you're being a piece of shit, and if you're not communicating and if you're not cooperating. And I want nothing new with Sam Hyde as well. So that guy, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Now let's take a look at the totally reasonable comments. One thing that like a lot of Ian's old fucking audience does is like they're on so much copium where they're like, dude, come on, no, you're still the same guy, right? You're still the same guy, right? Please, you're still the same guy. It's just Anissa. That's who ruined you, right? Like, come on, you're still the same guy. You didn't grow. You didn't grow up, right? Imagine making Keemstar sound reasonable. 4,000 likes. iDubbbz publicly requesting to stop being harassed online is the last thing I ever expected to see in my life. Seeing Ian in the position of receiving trolls after making his career dunking on people is fascinating. I don't think I have a strong opinion either way, but it's just an interesting dynamic. Currently at 20K likes, 22,000 dislikes. Yeah. Yeah, dude. God damn, dude. They are so fucking obsessed. Awesome.